Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Overwatch. This is going to be another Mythic skin review video, this time on Spellbinder Widowmaker. This is not a skin that I personally own, just from the fact that I don't personally like this skin. This is my Widowmaker skin. I love Dryad. It's just perfect skin for me. Instead of buying this skin when it came out, I bought the armour skin because I did end up missing that season. Didn't really play much of that season, unfortunately. So I bought the armour skin because I do play armour a lot.
One shot, one kill.
I like the little tune that this skin plays in the background when you customize it. It's quite nice. Obviously, we have 4 levels of customization. Customization. Oh, that's the wrong button. It goes back to customizing the skin. Actually, going between 1 and 2, there's barely any difference in my opinion. Obviously, it's just the hat and then the actual outfit. There's no color schemes. They didn't do a color scheme level 1, level 2, level 3, and level 4 just being the effects. They added the red color scheme to the level 4 effects, the effect style, which is a bit of an interesting one. But obviously, this is before they started pumping out a lot of effects on skins. The effects option came quite relevant with the most recent skins, that being Reinhardt and Zenyatta. Both of them have 2 effects things that come at level 4. I don't personally mind that as an option, whereas you get level 3 is just up to level 3 you get all the main customizations, and then level 4 you just get extra visual effects that don't impact anything. But on this one, obviously, you have to get to level 4 if you want the red color scheme, even if you want the visual effects or not, which I don't personally like. But yeah, we're going to get into it. We'll start off with just the level 1 stuff, then we'll do the level 2, which will just be that. Then we'll do the level 3, which is obviously that. Level 4, going to be that. Then we'll have to do a separate one on the gilded one, due to the fact that level 4 has its own unique color scheme. Which is going to be slightly annoying, but we will have to manage. I was kind of expecting this to happen, obviously, because the level 4 visual effects has only been, like I just said, released with the Reinhardt and the Zen skin. Hopefully they keep doing something a bit like that. Obviously, I do want, like, the visual effects you don't really need them on the actual skin themselves. It's just like a nice little added extra. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to try out the now pure just level 1 Widowmaker skin. I've unequipped any weapon variants that I've got, as well as the mythic weapon. Obviously that has now been released. I will be doing a separate review video on that at a later point. So yeah, let's try out the Widowmaker Spellbinder level 1 skin. This is what you'll get for 50 mythic prisms. Okay. Okay, so that was quite a nice little highlight intro upon selecting the actual skin itself. Off first looks, the skin is quite bulky in your hand. The primary fire, really nice sound effect. I like that. Nice visual, like the little purple. Reload, not much special about it. Yeah, so that's quite nice. The Venom Mine, we're gonna have a look at that. Visually, there's not much unique, it's just obviously different colour schemes. But I think the deploy was a bit different, so we'll check that out again once we get the next Venom Mine. I'm gonna... oh, missed that apparently. Get the upgrades, we'll get the second Venom Mine actually, so we can put multiple down. Yeah, so there is like a really nice I can't place another one down now. So once this comes up, there we go. I thought this Widowmaker thing let you put down too. Yes, it just is broken in this. Interesting. Okay, don't know what that's about. I guess we will have to throw it up in the air. Yes, there's a nice little deploy sound. and then nothing actually when it lands. Well, that's all I wanted to check was a deploy sound as well as an actual active sound when it hits the ground, but no. There is obviously a nice little purple aura that appears when you throw it up in the air. I'm going to try out the grappling hook now. So that's quite nice. Rather than just like a straight metal grapple, it has like this magical chain that links to the actual grapple head, which is pretty cool. Zooming in.
Hello, my little insect.
Really nice sound effect zooming in, and that also charges up.
Conjured flame.
Got some really nice sound effects. And the little on fire voice line, conjured flame, that's pretty cool.
A magic touch.
Yeah, the sound effects is really nice. That's really nice. We're going to try out the ult now.
Personne ne résiste à mon charme.
Okay, got a really unique voice line. As well as some sound effects. Obviously there isn't really much you can really do with Widowmaker's visual, not visual, well actually no, yeah, it's really not much you can do in terms of visual things for Widowmaker's ultimate. I guess what I could do is, I'll quickly jump down and do, yeah, we'll do wind down, just to show off the skin, the skin, there we go, actually pronouncing words is nice. That's pretty cool. So if I went to ult,
Personne ne résiste à mon charme.
what does the skin look like now? Okay, so of course the goggles are just down now. There's no visual indicator other than just the fact the goggles are down. Grapple's pretty cool. It's definitely just feel like, in terms of the base skin, it's more of a sound effect based ultimate rather than the actual visuals, which is pretty much all you can do.
Personne ne résiste à mon charme.
Yeah. Oh, that's something actually I'm glad I didn't mean to do that. I'm glad I did. When it gets triggered, it has like a really nice magical spell almost that comes out of it. I'm gonna throw one down here. Let's try and listen to the sound effect it makes. I don't know if the actual poison effect is any different in terms of sound effects, but there's definitely a slight sound effect change upon it being triggered. Yeah, that's really cool. I don't know if a spell's just been cast or something.
How venomous.
Yeah. Not much to say about this skin. Its base form. I personally don't like this skin, but it just gets slightly better as you evolve it with more mythic prisms. So now we're going to go over to what you would get if you were to put an extra 10 prisms to make this skin a total of 60 prisms at stage 2. Okay. So at stage 2 you get the upgraded armour basically, as well as a little witch hat, which is kind of interesting. Not sure that's what you want on a sniper hero, to have like an extra sticking out part of your head. Oh well. Visuals honestly don't actually change when it comes to style to the actual skin. It's mainly just stage 2 is basically you just get some extra armor essentially, as well as a nice little hat. Not much else to it. Yeah, so the little visor still can obviously be seen underneath the hat. Nothing really changes, unfortunately.
A magic touch.
Ultimate.
Personne ne résiste à mon charme.
Yeah. Not much changes with that, unfortunately. Okay, so stage 3. Looks pretty nice. You've got a nice deep blue, as well as a much larger hat, and you also get some nice little wings, which is kind of cool.
To captivate.
Again, visuals don't change between skin colors as well as
Such
additional
naivety.
style options for the actual mythic skin. But all visuals you see, as well as sound effects, are going to be the same. I'm not sure when we get to the actual effects whether that's going to change. This is obviously an effect for your hat as well as also your armor. So I don't know if that changes sound effects. I know sometimes on different skins, effects do change certain sounds, so that's going to be interesting to look up. But as of right now, stage 3 is going to cost you 70 minute prisms. It's just a increased hat size, I guess. It's a bit more pointy, kind of droops down, as well as some nice wings. Obviously the nice blue colour scheme, which is kind of cool.
Personne ne résiste à mon
That's the
charme.
ult. The visor doesn't change as well. I do prefer this blue colour scheme to the default one that you get. Of course, there's no visual changes, of course, as I've said, and as far as I'm aware, there's no sound effects that are changed between these different styles. With that being said, we're going to just jump straight into the final tier, which is tier 4, with the max being 80 prisms. And this is going to give us some extra visual effects that's going to build on top of the current skin that we have, as well as the other colour style. Okay, and in terms of the Venom Mine, this is what it looks like. I only realised that the colour scheme changed during the next review of the tier 4, so I'll quickly just jump back just to show off the Venom Mine. Not much change, obviously the valve's now blue. That's pretty much about it. Okay, so then this is when the skin gets slightly more interesting in my opinion. In terms of first person, again, nothing really changes other than the actual colour of the weapon. Still no visual or sound effect changes from what I can tell. That still sound the same even though we've got the new effects. Venom Mine. I don't know if Venom Mine actually changes colour between colour variants. I'm going to actually check that, and if it does, then I'll quickly show a small clip. Well, actually, I'll show a clip at the end of the last section with the blue colour scheme, just in case it does change colour.
I truly feel alive.
From the look of it, it does, so I will quickly go back now, after I do this stage 4, and I'll insert another clip inside the stage 3 section. Try out the ult. I'm hoping that the ult does change now that we have the visual effects on the skin.
Personne ne résiste à mon charme.
I don't think so though, unfortunately. That's kind of a shame. Is there a different visual on the visor? No. Okay, so the effects do just seem to be just effects. It doesn't actually affect anything else on the skin. It's kind of a shame.
I have them spelled out.
And if we do the heroic, yeah, it's just like a little fire trim around the hat, as well as the glowing wings, as well as some particle effects that just kind of float around the actual skin itself. It's a bit of an interesting thing to have, an option to have make your sniping character glow. Personally, I don't see why. That's an option. Again, triple checking that there's definitely no sound effect differences. So yeah, that's the stage 4. So with 80 prisms, this is what you're basically looking at. Of course, you can mix and match the colour schemes as well as the actual armour, the hat, and all that lot. But yeah, we're going to now try out the gilded aspect. Okay, so this is the gilded aspect with the both tier 4 effects equipped. Of course, the weapon, it's just a colour scheme. There's no weapon customization on this mythic skin, which is something they seem to be doing with the most recent mythic skins, unfortunately. It was nice when the mythic skins had multiple different weapons you could choose from, but oh well. Honestly,
Delicious prey.
no sound effects or visual changes.
Enjoy.
That did sound different, actually. I don't know if that was just me, but that Venom Mine did sound different. I'm going to equip the Venom Mine one now. So I'll place this down. Got the sound effect, obviously. Colour scheme's now black gold with the yellow. No, I think that was actually the same sound effect. Mainly, the only thing that's different is just it's just an extra colour scheme, basically. So all the effects have now changed as well. There's not much that the skin actually shows off in terms of visuals. I will show off the other colour schemes with the tier 4 effects now. Okay, so in terms of the tier 4 effects, this is what it looks like on the basic level 1 colour scheme. Level 3 colour scheme, the blue, looks quite nice. The level 4, the red, and obviously the gilded aspect. Pretty nice. In terms of the weapon skin, I'm actually unable to show it with the different visuals, unfortunately. That's obviously the default. I can show the jade, but since I don't actually own the skins and different colour schemes, I'm unable to show the other weapon variants, unfortunately. I do hope that in the future they actually change this so you can actually see the different weapon variant colour schemes on skins that you don't have equipped, skins that you don't actually own. But unfortunately, since that's not an option, I'm unable to show the gold and the galactic. So yeah, that is kind of a shame. So I do apologise about that. In terms of the actual weapon, it's not really that interesting looking in my opinion. So obviously we have the gilded aspect weapon right here, just a black and gold colour scheme. The level 4 red colour scheme with the brown, the red and the gold. Obviously we have the level 3 colour scheme, the blue, a sort of bronze colour, as well as some brown. And then obviously the default level 1 colour scheme, the green, the gold-ish bronze, I wanted to say, as well as the brown and a bit of red as well, scattered in there. Yeah, but overall, that is the Widowmaker Mythic skin, the Spellbinder skin. Again, apologies for not being able to show off the different weapon variants. I guess I could actually show off the different colour schemed ones. Obviously that's the default. That's the level 3, level 4, and that's the Mythic aspect. It does appear that most of the gold from the Mythic aspect, the gilded aspect, does disappear with your weapon variant. So that is something to note. Okay, so the one thing that I do like to do about my Mythic skin reviews is see what they look like with highlight intros and emotes. Now, unfortunately, I'm unable to do that due to the fact that I don't actually own the Mythic skin. So obviously when I go to this, it just defaults to the Dryad skin that I have equipped. So I am actually unable to see the synergy with highlight intros and emotes with the actual Mythic skin. So I'm going to have to give that a U for ungraded. That's what a term that's given for exams here in the UK. It might be the same elsewhere in the world, but in the UK, U means ungraded. Or ungradable, rather. So I'm going to have to give it that. Overall, skin customizability. I'm going to have to give it...
One kill.
I'm going to give it a 7. Purely just because you don't really get much change with these armor outfit pieces. So in terms of skin customizability, I'm going to give it a 7, just due to the fact that the outfits doesn't really get much, like nothing really changes that much. You just get some longer socks and a bit of like, armor, like very little armor, and then tier 3 you just get some wings and some different socks, and then tier 4 you just get the glowing wings and a bit of particle effects that appear around your skin. And the hat, I wouldn't even recommend personally having a hat on, but you just get a tiny hat and a longer hat, like a really tall hat that's drooping down, and the hat that then just has fire around your critical hit area as your face. So the colour schemes, however, are quite nice. I do like the colour schemes. All of them I do like. This one is my least favourite. But these 3 I like equally. So that's why I'm having to give it a 7. I'm still grading it quite high up because I can see some people liking the ability to have all these like particle effects, wings and all that lot. But the skin itself doesn't change that much, in my opinion, with the different variants for customizing the actual skin itself. So yeah, that's a 7. Visual effects, I'm gonna give it a. I think I'm gonna give it. I'll give it a 9. Just because I do feel like they could have potentially done more. There is a lot to it though. That's why I mean, it's not bad. It's just there could potentially have been more added to the actual sound effects or visual effects. Mainly in the alting area, just because I know it's difficult to do. But the only it could have just been something as simple as making something on the actual screen like more magical as you're alting or something. Since it's meant to be like a spell, like a witch skin, there's just not much magic when it comes to the actual ult itself, other than just the sound effect that plays while the ult's active. But yeah. So I couldn't find any secret reactivities with this skin. And obviously I'm having to give it an ungraded for synergy with emotes and highlight intros, because obviously I can't see them without having owned at least one style of the skin. If you did end up enjoying today's little Mythic skin review, please give it a like, and I'll see you in the next one.